Hey everyone, welcome to Warehouse of Dreams episode 24. I completely missed the month of July. I was gonna say June for a second. I still cannot fathom that we are in August for some reason. How did we end up in August so quickly? July went by so fast, I couldn't if you tell me what I did if you ask me what I did in July, I would not be able to remember anything because, uh, I was very mindless. Mindless is not the right word. I guess absent-minded, not absent-minded either. There was a family function going on, so when you have so many people, I won't say bother, but there's so many people that you have to interact with because it's a family function, right? So my mind kind of just gets blocks it out. So I feel like that's a thing because communication, too much communication is not good for me. I mean, people will say that I should come out of my shell and try to talk more or communicate with other people more and stuff, but I guess I'm too comfortable. And yeah, and to grow, you have to get out of your comfort zone. And yes, that is a fact. But I really don't want to talk to people. It feels like a hassle. My fellow introverts will understand what I'm talking about. It's just too much work to talk to other people. And why is that a big thing? Like, why is it so difficult to talk to other people? I mean, I don't have a problem talking to other people, but the idea of talking to other people is what uh, tires me out. Maybe it's just low energy stuff. Maybe it's just that I don't have enough energy to deal with other people. Yeah, that's probably it. So, I keep forgetting to record a podcast episode, and that's how I missed an entire month, which is amazing. Not at all amazing. I missed doing this so much. And it's kind of sad for me in some ways. Like, you clearly can understand when I was having some mental health issues and when I was like somewhat normal, I guess, whatever normal means. But it's very evident when you look to my YouTube channel, whatever, you will understand that whenever I am not in top shape. I mean, not top shape, come on. Not in base level needed to work in a functioning society. I tend to hibernate. Is that the right word? Or I tend to just lock myself. Isolate. Isolate is the correct word. I tend to isolate myself. And does that make anything good? No. Does that bring better results? Of course not. But that's kind of like my coping mechanism in some way. I isolate a lot. And last month, in June, July, I think in June, I did say it in the podcast that I was even isolating myself from my friends, which ended up terrible because I ended up feeling like being a terrible person and I was neglecting or ignoring my friends. So anyway, now I'm at a better place. I'm really at a better place. It's just in July there was so many things happening. It was chaotic. The schedules were hectic, even though none of my work got finished or anything. It's bad. And then every time I think about my work and how I have so many projects that I need to finish or complete, I remember I kind of beat myself down a lot because I feel like, oh, I'm a terrible person and I'm so talentless or untalented. That's the correct word. Dude, today English is not my forte. For 4 weeks I forgot to speak, and everything I ever knew also just exited my brain. Anyway, but okay, before I go on a tangent, I should continue what I was saying. Yeah, so every time I think about my projects or work, I beat myself down and tell myself that I'm a terrible person, I'm untalented, and I don't deserve anything good. I'm just terrible at everything, and I shouldn't exist. and yeah, such things. And uh, at those moments, I always try to remember that well, things are not happening, or I'm not completing things, not because I'm not doing anything. Well, I try, I'm working on it, right? But it's because my project scope is just too large for one person. That's a fact, to be honest. Like, the vision for the project and how much work it's gonna take is, it's not uh, that's something that a person can do in a one day. Of course, there are some aspects of it that you can complete, but the entirety of it, no, of course not. Like, for professional, if you think about it in a professional lens, that takes like more than 10 people at least, and multiple months to complete anything. So I shouldn't be so hard on myself. And after every mental health crisis episodes and stuff, I I've somewhat able to navigate through these issues without making myself feel very bad. And I'm at a point, I don't want to jinx myself, because every time I talk about anything on this podcast, I jinx myself for some reason. It happens. It happens so much with the weather that I stopped. Okay, I should, before going on a tangent. Okay, why do I always go on a tangent? This is not good. Okay, I feel I'm better at becoming not going on tangents. So, what was I talking about? I completely forgot. This is great. This is amazing. Anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah, so I have been able to not bash myself much. So, in that way, I'm progressing, even though I feel like I'm resetting and starting again every time. But the start level is not the same every time. Like, for example, if I started from 0, let's say, and I went up to like 10, but I fell back, you know, to a 3. But in my mind, I feel like I'm back to 0. But actually, I'm back to 3, which is better than 0. So no matter how many times I fall, I'm not gonna start again at complete 0. I still have the experience that I have, and all the lessons I've learned so far. I have all those knowledge with me, and even if it feels like I'm starting from 0, I'm actually starting with something more. That actually rhymes. That's amazing. So I don't have to uh, feel very sad and overwhelmed that I'm completely back to 0 and I can't do anything now. But just remember that I have learned a lot of lessons, and I can definitely learn more. So it's always going to be better from now, in the grand scheme of things, of course. But of course, when you're looking at the world as a whole, and especially if you're getting your news from social media like I have, which is, I mean, even if you get your news, where else you get newspapers, the same thing. News in general are very depressing. The more you read it, you just lose faith in humanity, and you're like, why are you even trying to do anything? It just feels worthless. But that's how everything has always felt. Like, for every crisis or every issue that has ever happened, we always feel like there's nothing that can be done, and we are all going to be doomed, and this is the end. But we always come out of it, and we always survive everything miraculously. It's like we all have the main plot armor, apparently. I'm talking about the human race in general, on large, actually. So despite all the doomerist threads and a very doomer scrolling, I still feel like having hope is very important. And yeah, things are definitely terrible in many aspects, but we cannot give up. That's the thing. Having hope is like, you can't give up. You have to keep moving forward, even if you are not going to, what do you call it? Even if you're not going to have the fruits of what you did, the coming generations will have it. So it's important to fight for climate change and bring in actions that will reverse it eventually, hopefully. It will be amazing if we could do that. And the main issue with climate change is that it's not the world earth really needs the change to happen, like reversing the climate change to it's us humans. We need the world to not fry itself because we are going to die. We all want to be alive and dead at the same time. That's amazing. That's not amazing, of course. My phrasing in most circumstances is sarcasm. Wait, did I say even right English? I don't think so. It doesn't matter. If you're listening to it, you already know the drill. And yeah, so having hope is very important, and we should not give up. And even if we are not the ones who are going to experience consequences of our actions, but we should definitely work towards a better future for the future of our human race or humanity or the world in general. It takes a lot of years to do anything. But it's amazing. But how do you know that we humans are capable of such change? Just go back to the ozone layer crisis that we had. When I was growing up, that was such a huge thing. Oh my god, there's a huge hole in ozone layer. It was like a doomer situation. It was like never going to be recovered at all. But all the countries all everywhere in the world, every government came together, signed the protocol. I don't remember the name of the protocol, but everyone adhered to the protocol and we reversed the ozone layer depletion. That's really amazing. That's a huge thing. Now if you think about it, like it seems impossible now, but it happened. That means we can do it again. It's just a matter of putting aside personal greed. I'm not talking about like individual people are responsible. I'm talking about personal greed of corporations and huge companies, and of course the governments who work beyond behest of the companies. It's just a terrible interconnected cycle that are working to feed each other, and the common people are the ones who got the short end of the stick or the short end of the straw. What was the I shouldn't use idioms or phrases because I don't remember them correctly. But anyway, the other things that I was almost going on a tangent was weather. I don't want to jinx the weather because the weather seems really good here. The world is burning, but the place where I'm in right now, it's freezing. Not freezing, but it's cold enough to make my sore throat terrible. And whenever I feel like my bones are decaying and my muscle is feeling very weak, I feel like a little bit of sunshine is all that is needed for me to recover. And there has been no sunshine since a long time. I cannot believe I'm saying this. Someone who is famously anti-summer, I kind of miss the sun. Not because I like the sun or anything. I miss the sun because the magical properties of the UV rays to do the vitamin D things. I feel like I'm lacking vitamin D. Not just that, I hate to admit it, but the sunshine and sun rays really work for your mental health. I hate to admit this so much because I hate sun, but they are really good for your mental health. It's so bad. It's so sad. Why can't I just live in darkness forever and be healthy? Why do we need the sun? I wish things were different and I could just live in darkness forever. But I mean, it's good that sun is there because we get food, because of plants, of course, and the other ecosystem. I'm not going to explain everything now, but yeah, it really feels nice when you wake up in the morning and just go out in the sun for a few minutes and let the rays touch you a bit. It feels nice. Your day goes well. It goes well. It goes well with like exercising in the morning. For me, I mean, people can exercise anytime, but whenever I used to like exercise in the morning, I had more energy throughout the day. So I need to. Oh, there's another thing. I need to get back to routine. I don't know if I have talked about this. Maybe I haven't. I kind of got derailed in my self improvement journey in July. So I need to get back on it and yeah, and build a routine again, kind of. I mean, it's really difficult to build a habit, but that's again, now never giving up. No matter how many times I fall, it's okay. It's okay to fail. You can always start anew. That's the logic that I go by. So everything's well and done, and I feel like I'm better equipped now to go through mental health crisis without completely falling apart. I say this and probably like in 2 weeks I completely fall apart. Who knows? Because some things are out of your control and we can only think about and work with what we can do. It's been a long journey, this entire thing and my life, whatever it is. And currently I don't have no destination. Some people might find that's bad, like if you don't have goals you cannot achieve them kind of mindset, but I'm kind of like freeballing it and taking life as it is and see what the future holds. I'm trying to not think about it, because the more you think about future it just kind of manifests into like an anxiety, which is not a good feeling at all. And yeah, I'm also learning to come into terms with my negative emotions and how to deal with them instead of running away or instead of just jumping into another coping mechanism. So it's better to accept that you have negative emotions and dealing with them. First of all, I can't even pinpoint what my negative emotions are. So that's a start that I need to work on and come as go and work on it daily. It takes a lot of energy and eating well is important. I think I should stop the episode because my throat is hurting and I feel like I need to stop because my mind is kind of getting empty. I'm getting tired so quickly. I need to build it up again anyway. So yeah, there are many factors that are out of our hands which will not help us in our journey in living our life, but as much as we can we should try to get more sleep or enough sleep, proper sleep, which is really difficult in the modern day society. And eating healthy is really expensive depending on which country you're in, but it's really expensive. I mean, I've noticed the trend that the healthier options are generally feels expensive, but if you're living in the same country as me, that is India, junk food is not that cheap as compared to healthy alternatives. But the thing is, it's more convenient. So I feel like convenience is a big factor in everything. And if you're like working so much and you don't even have time to cook for yourself, you're obviously going to buy processed food or fast food. So in that case, like if you're considering time to, yeah, and I feel like we should still try to at least eat healthier as much as we can. And I'm talking about myself, by the way. I'm trying to practice like choosing out fruits more than cakes, more like choco pie. I'm a sugar addict, bro. I like to eat sugar a lot, and it's something I realized after watching like MasterChef again. So that was a terrible idea. Before that, I was a sugar denier. And before I go on a tangent, I'm gonna stop this episode. Otherwise, I'm gonna go on another rant on how much I like sugar and how much I hate sugar because what it does to your body. But it's like it's okay. I can. But now I'm at a point where I'm like, if I like sugar, I just eat it. Of course, in moderate, very moderate amounts. But it's not like a demon food or something that I completely avoid. A little bit of sugar is okay. So the sugar that I tend to consume is from like fruits, like fructose. So that's something like because fruits generally takes a lot of energy to eat because they have so much fiber, and the other day I got like sick because I ate too much fiber. So there's another thing. So yeah, so try to eat healthy, and the definition of healthier food for each person will be different, obviously. So yeah, hope you guys able to drink enough water, stay hydrated, eat well, sleep well, and make yourself a priority, and do things that will give you peace and happiness, even if those are the little things in life. That's all we can control. Like the little things in life that we have in our hand are the ones that we can cultivate to give us the most happiness later on. So whatever. That's all for this week, and hope you guys have a great time. Thank you for your existence, you amazing being. You're always welcome to the warehouse of dreams. Bye, guys.